you're at least okay. Today is another no makeup day. I also really have to do my brows again. I just noticed that. But I have so much work I have to do that I'll like for the event stuff I have to go to, I can't wear any makeup for it. Because people yell at me when I do. Ah, they get mad at me for looking hot. How fucking rude of them. So this is like my wearing sunscreen. And I also put setting spray on my eyebrows to like help keep them in check. I should have worked on them, but I'm trying to let them grow out a bit so I can reshape them. They were a little overdone, which is such a vibe. I was kind of annoyed. I was like, oh fuck. Oh, I fucked up my eyebrows. Oh, how horrible. I don't even know. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. We're just gonna hang out for like 30, 40 minutes. I don't have some crazy stuff to talk about, honestly. Ugh. A Josie Pussy, yo, do you saw your stream's kinda dead right now. Oh my god. I get a ban you. Ban. Goodbye. Oh my god. I was like, oh, is it gonna be? I was like, new person. Scammer. Scammer alert. Scammer. I don't think I'd ever like pay for viewers because I like it when people talk to me. I'd rather have you guys talk to me than like anything else. It gets really annoying. I don't know. What else? What else? There's not really a ton of stuff to chat about or like going on, honestly. Yes, I mean, oh man, I really gotta add a lot more water to that. It's getting low. You can probably hear it. It's kind of distracting for me, IMO. But I was listening to the White House press briefing, and that made me so frustrated. It always does. But honestly, at some point, you can't really, like, get super angry about it because you have to do shit. You know, you just can't be super depressed and be like, oh, woe is me all the time. You have to sit there and, like, fucking be like, okay, let's go. Let's actually do shit about it. Which I feel like a lot of people kind of feel really lost about what to do, which is completely valid. Yeah, it's completely valid. A lot of people are like, no, you need more agents, you need more this, you need more that. But it's really fucking hard to have that with the state of everything. But get it? Because, like, government. Sorry, that was kind of a bad one. But anyways, I've been a little disappointed with a lot of the political stuff happening recently. And I've also been really frustrated about what we watched yesterday. I've kind of just been, it's been like playing in my brain. And I've been really thinking about stuff like media censorship, what is allowed, what isn't allowed, and that sort of thing. And I wonder how bad it's going to get here in the States. My, my friend who left Russia because of Putin, and all the crazy shit that he was doing. She was like, this is the same thing. It's the same thing. And there was a situation that happened where I don't know if you guys know a bit about history. I feel like a lot of you guys won't be here because you'll be working or whatever. And I'm here early just because I have my other job later tonight. Long story short, Russia started its whole censorship thing because of MTV. Like, literally, MTV in Russia. There was a puppet thing that wasn't promoting Putin in the way that he wanted to be promoted or idolizing him. And it was a little bit like he just kind of lost his manners. And then the government took over, and people were like, oh shit. There's also lots of other censorship stuff that happened too. Like, it just doesn't happen all immediately like people think. Hey, Andrew?
Yeah.
Can you wear headphones? Thank you.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming before I go. No one's here because it's so early, but I gotta test, like, the times of the day.
Where are you going?
I have work today.
Oh.
That's why I'm
your
all...
evening one?
Yeah,
Okay.
the evening job.
What time?
I have to be there at, like, 4-ish. Yeah.
Did I cook dinner for you?
I don't think you... I'll be there till, like, probably 11, maybe
Okay.
midnight. Yeah, I'll be super late, and then I
Okay.
have work in the morning tomorrow.
Ah.
Hey, but I might be able to... Hi, Tanner. Salut. But yeah, I might be able to listen to the Trump thing tonight about autism while I'm working. That'll be fun.
Alright, okay.
Okay, good luck. Yeah, you're just like, Andrew was like, why the fuck are you streaming right now? It's so early. I have work, okay? It's not my fault. How are you, Tanner? I figured some of the Euro boys would be here. And gals. Euro peeps. We're talking about how I have to go to work after this. I know. Cry for me. But I have time, so I was like, I might as well. I've just decided that, like, if I have a really busy day or whatever, I'll just stream when I can during the day. And then, there you go. That's that. Oh, shit. Oh my god, my fucking alarm. Ooh. It scares the crap out of me. Man. Jumpy. But how are you, Tanner? Are you knitting? No. I'm making a plant hanger. Are you serious, Ollie? You're okay. He wants pets and affection. But I'm making a plant hanger for my pepperoni. Ollie, no thank you. No thank you. No thank you. Settle. Thank you, settle. I'm making a plant hanger for this so I can hang it by my grow lights. And I have a plant stand that's in my bedroom. Oh, nice. Like, you plant stuff in your rooms look so cool. Thank you. I have a lot of them, honestly. I have a problem. I can't buy any more, though. I really can't, because I'm determined to keep as many of them as I can when I move. Maybe I won't be able to keep, like, any of them, and if that's true, I'm gonna be so sad. But I have a couple that I really want to keep. Yeah. How are things for you, Tanner? I just watched the White House press briefing, and my brain is like, oh my god. But I think Kimmel is still doing stuff, you know. You must you must have fresh oxygen in your studio. Yeah, it's a lot. Like it's a lot. I mean, you'll be able to see like in a little bit, but I have a lot of plants. So here is a fiddly fig, and then I have a cactus. I have two tables, like a bench and a table. I have a fern, a tree. I have plants that are on top of the gravel with the tree. I have rosemary. Literally, it's so hard to like point accurately. I could just do that. I have another tree behind that. There's layers of plants. I have so many plants. I think I have like maybe 100 or some right now. I have a lot. A lot. There you go. That's better. And I'll probably get more. I still have a couple I need to bring inside too. So that's why I'm working on hanging some plants. because I have grow lights in other rooms where I get to. It's a lot of plants. Oh man. Do you have many outside to backyard gardening stuff? Kind of. Not really because it's my job. Um, at my work, I do a lot of plant stuff, so I have lots of my veggies there. I had 10 in-ground tomato plants, 12 peppers this year, which I already harvested everything. I'm letting them like die back now because it's getting gross. I thought your job is history teaching, bro. I have lots of like job stuff I do. Technically, I'm not teaching history as much as I am doing some other teaching stuff. So I stopped doing as many lectures about that because they don't want to talk about political stuff. And I was like, I'm not going to compromise with that. And if that's going to keep being a thing, then I'm just not going to work there anymore, like in that position. So I still help out a little bit, but I don't do the same amount of stuff there. No political stuff allowed in the stream? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, because, like, a lot of my job, politics, always comes up, especially when you're talking about history. So, it's kind of a thing. So it's not like I don't work there anymore. I just don't have. I've decided to step back because I'm not going to organize a program about history and leave out history, just to make people happy. I'm just not doing it. So I've taken a step back. I have other programs I'm working with. It was good building blocks, though. It got me to the next step, the next stage I'm in, which is really nice. Yeah, I work with plants in the summertime usually. And then I have other work stuff I do too. Technically, I have 4 jobs. 4 jobs. And I do pretty okay with it. I like it. Wait, what do you do, Tanner? What's your job? I don't think we've ever talked about it. And the stand-up stuff, do you do that still too? What do you mean, like comedy? Are you talking about comedy stuff? I did that like a long time ago. Yes, ma'am, comedic. No, I did comedy a while ago. I took a couple steps back from it because of lots of other things happening. I started working in tech instead. That's pretty much what it was for the most part. There's lots of other things too, but that was the underlying thing. Good pay. I was making like really good money in tech. And bartender? Oh, I only do that for like events. Mainly just for fun. Get into events for free and stuff. It's not really like a job. It's more of like I help out with like sometimes like parties, DJ things, that sort of thing. Every once in a while. Oh, I got it now. Sorry. No, don't apologize. You're okay. I do lots of little things just to like help out people, because like it keeps my networking good too. That's not the only reason why I do it, obviously, but like I have to have like at least 5 reasons to do something, otherwise I won't do it at all. But yeah, it's really fun. Get to do lots of good networking. Yeah, and I don't really drink on the job, so I just kind of work sometimes. But that's not my main income. Usually I donate that. Sometimes I keep it for other stuff though. Just depends. I do commenting on Twitch. Okay. That's not too bad. In chat. That's not too bad. It is a vibe. It is a slay. And you're very good at it, so good job. I appreciate your work. Oh, I don't want to drop this. I guess it probably does look like. Oh, hi, George. Not much income yet, though. I'll give it time. You start streaming too, you'll get more income. Maybe you won't. I don't know. I don't want to jinx it for you, so I'll just be like, possibilities. How are you, George? We missed you yesterday. We watched the Charlie Kirk memorial, or at least the ending part of it. Trump speaking. Nightmare. That was a joke, by the way. It was a joke. There you go. I do have to leave early today for work. So, I'm doing okay. Busy all weekend. Heck yeah. I hope you had fun. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna prevent my hair from getting too frizzy. Are you trying to jump on me, Miss Bixby? I did watch a couple folks speak. Meow. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It was crazy. I'm also like a little sweaty. I was like running around. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I just noticed that. Uh, it's okay. How did it go though, George? What did you think about it? There you go. Huh, I wonder why I assumed that. Oh well. Bixby, you can't get on my lap right now. You can't do it. No, I can't have you jump on me. Don't do it. Don't jump. She's eyeing my lap so hard right now. What are you gonna do up here? Nothing. You're just gonna knock my stuff over. You are. I know you. No, princess. That's what you do. Knockaroo. Yeah. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. I'm just curious about your opinion. I kind of talked about a lot of my opinion yesterday, so I'm like, yeah. I feel like I'll just wear myself out. I gotta conserve my energy. I have to work tonight. Yeah. Tanner says, as I joined originally on a cooking stream of yours, I can't comment much on these kind of topics. Dang, Tanner. That's okay. You're German though, aren't you? So, I mean, the UN did have a really big meeting, and I think Trump is supposed to speak with the UN or something tomorrow. That'll be interesting, but I don't know. Am I? I don't know. Are you? That's what you told me. I mean, if you do lie to me, you gotta keep up your story, you know? Because I remember. I live in Deutschland, yes. Ugh. Yeah, a lot of it's been pretty wild. I feel really bad for, like, I don't really feel bad for them because they fucking signed up for it, but imagine getting involved in the military right now. Or like signing up for like 4 years and then Trump becomes president and then you're just like part of a problem. Yeah. I know a lot of people who are like, I just want to get like a good education. I just want to do this. I just want to do that. And then they basically got like fucked over. Super freaking hard. Because it's just like people don't respect them anymore and they can't really leave. And they, I don't know, they have their different reasonings for doing what they do, but RIP their social life, Lamau. RIP. Rest in pepperoni. I don't know, I've really been thinking about, like, as of late, Trump and his, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna take me too far, but yeah. George says, well, it was a memorial, so lots of religious talk. I'm not religious, so okay, I guess. However, Stephen Miller's speech. You thought that was amazing? Ah! Okay, what about it to you was amazing? I'm actually really curious now. Oh my. Oh my. Because I have a very different opinion on that. Yesterday, I was like, I'm not going to comment on this too much because I'm just going to get super pissed off. And me being pissed off doesn't really, like, help the conversation too much. He put the Democrats in their place. So, do you think it was inappropriate for them to bring up politics a lot during a memorial? Because I personally think that was really, really inappropriate. I've helped organize lots of memorials and stuff because pastor's kid. I went to more funerals than I did weddings or anything. Nowadays, I go to a lot more weddings, which that's kind of fun. But then the magic is kind of gone, and you're just like, ah. Anyways, that's like a whole different conversation. I personally, I'm just like, ooh, that was not a good look. That is not a good look. They say the left makes everything about politics, but oh my god. I feel like it's taking advantage of someone's death, which is really fucked up to me. It's like the same as like fucking with a dead body, you know? Not like having sex with them, but like, you know, like it's just it feels really fucking dirty to me. I'm surprised you didn't have that comment about it because I don't know, would you want someone politicizing your death in your memorial? I wonder if I'll be able to get this done by the time I have to go. I'm not sure. Takes some time. Well, they caused it, so he just gave it back to them. There's no evidence that the person who did it was actually left. So what do you mean by they caused it? They can't even say whether or not he voted Republican or Democrat. Like, they won't announce that to the public, or at least they haven't yet. But his entire family was very MAGA. And he wasn't part of any political institution. So I don't understand how the left caused it. That's why I'm so confused about all this. How is it the left's problem when he's not the face of an organization or part of a left-leaning organization? They associate his lifestyle with liberals. Yeah, but the liberals aren't even left-leaning. They're centrist at best. It's just left of conservative. And even then, most moderate conservatives are liberals. Also, hi, Mr. Meows. Oh, there's going to be an ad soon. Not now. By their definition, not yours. No, 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 I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know. But I am curious about, like, why, I don't really, because I've been hearing lots of comments about this, and every conservative that I've been able to talk to about, this situation, they haven't been able to tell me, like, how he's part of a left-leaning organization. Because he's not. So, like, how can you make it a political thing and say it's the left when he's not really part of the left, you know? It's just because people can live a conservative lifestyle and still be left-leaning. Like, get married, have kids, be like a housewife and that sort of thing. So I'm not really understanding. It's the thing we're not allowed to mention online in a negative way. Well, you know, what do you mean we're not allowed to mention online in a negative way? Elaborate. Because I don't have a big platform on here. People aren't going to super, like, politicize any of my content. It's not like I'm, like, on national news in any way. People can get mad at me, but it doesn't really work. George says, I don't think this guy was thinking about having a family. That's not really what I asked, though. I'm just wondering, like, how is he a representative for the left, you know? It's the trans thing. But there's trans conservatives, too. What is it? Caitlyn Jenner? There's also lots of other trans conservatives, too. That's why I get so confused. I'm like, your sexuality and your gender doesn't really have a lot to do with your political beliefs, for the most part. It may have some input to do with how you view certain policies, but it's not really related. So that's why I always get confused. It's like saying that because you're a woman, you should vote this way. Tanner says, okay, good night, guys. That's it for me on politics are in. That's okay. Bye, Tanner. We'll probably talk more about it tomorrow, too. I'm sorry. I'm just really curious. This is, like, really big news here in the States, and I've been trying to figure out why people have that perspective for a long time. Because I'm not really understanding why it's a left-leaning thing. Like, no one's been able to, like, explain it to me besides, like, oh, well, they think it looks left-leaning. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You know? And I want someone to just, like, explain it to me. And people don't. Like, I've tried so much. Like, on TikTok, I have, like, a post that has, like, hundreds of fucking comments. Or, you know, 100 plus comments or whatever. I don't know how much she's at now. I think one's at like 200 or something. And not a single commenter has been able to explain to me how they can confirm he was a lefty and what organization he was a part of. Which is why I don't understand the rhetoric right now. It's not even me trying to be like, ooh, let me catch you in a thing or whatever. I'm like genuinely wondering why people think he's left-leaning. Well, there's going to be an ad in 21 seconds. It's not going to be for 21 seconds. It's going to be for a minute and a half. And I believe that you guys can do that. What do you think organizations have anything to do with it? Well, because they're saying it's like Antifa and stuff like that, and he was part of the left, but he doesn't really have anything that he's really posted online, or even like any lefty organizations that he was a part of or anything like that. Like, most conservatives who have been mass shooters and that sort of thing, who have been very outspoken in the conservative community, they've been part of conservative movements. So they are heavily involved in different conservative groups or whatever. But with this dude, we haven't heard any information about like any left-leaning groups he's been a part of, whether that be like incel groups online, because you know they're left-leaning incel groups too. It's like a different thing. It's a whole different conversation. But it's like with conservative people who we've been able to like associate them with conservatism and that sort of thing and conservative values, and they've been shooters, we can associate like they are very involved in certain communities. Otherwise, we say they're mentally ill. So why is it that this dude is not mentally ill when we don't have a lot of like actual evidence of him being part of a left-leaning organization? How can it be politically motivated when he's not part of politics or anything political for that part, for the most part? Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's the same reason why Luigi Mangione hasn't been able to be persecuted for state terrorism charges, because there's no evidence of him actually doing anything politically motivated. That's why they had to drop the charges, because he was just another person going after someone that he hated personally, not really anything else. They claim his online communities viewed the dude as anti-trans, hence the inscription on the thing. Let's see. Yeah, but that they don't say like anything about the community groups that he's in. Like, is it like community stuff, or is he just in a Discord with like 15 people that he knows? Yeah, they have. But they haven't said if it's like an actual community organization or if it's just a Discord with people who are his friends. They haven't differentiated that at all. You can say they have, but they haven't. They just said, oh, he's been on Discord. But they haven't said any like types of like specific stuff that he was a part of. The communities come in many forms. Now you're just trying to like be defensive about it. I'm being for real though. Like anybody else who fits the same qualifications, like same things or whatever, but has more of a conservative background, even if they're not like directly involved in stuff, they literally just are said like told that they're mentally ill. Like that's why they did what they did and that they should get help. Let's see. George says, well, he had enough hatred for him to take him out, and Kirk was a conservative guy. What else would he be but on the left? That doesn't necessarily mean that he's a left-leaning. It just means that they accuse him of being mentally ill as well. Yeah, that would make sense to me. Like, I'd get that one. But they're really trying to, like, push it as, like, left-leaning people are, like, dangerous or idealize violence and stuff like that and promote violence, where there's no actual organization that they can, like, pin down. Just Antifa. And that really reminds me about, like, the Red Scare that happened in the fucking 1920s and after World War II, in the 50s, kind of 60s-ish time period. Even the 40s, too. They always push that narrative, even when it's just about rhetoric. Yeah, I feel like that's what it should be kind of focused on, like mental health issues, because normal people don't fucking kill other people. Like, what led him to doing it, you know? But since he's still alive, it's not like they took out the shooter. We're gonna eventually learn about why the shooter did what he did. There's going to be court cases, and the public is gonna find it out. So, I don't understand, Like, I understand why they're trying to frame the narrative now, but it's not going to help them in the future because there's going to be a case about it. Same with Luigi. And there's lots of lefties online and conservatives who are like, that type of gun wouldn't have been able to shoot him that cleanly. Like, he would have, like, his neck would have blown up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to be graphic. That's as graphic as I'm going to get into it. And I'm not even a part of that because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to even go into that side of things because I don't know a lot about gun mechanics and I'm not going to pretend I do. Or at least like specific guns and what they, like how much impact they could have and that sort of thing. So I'm not going to sit here pretending that I do know. But yeah, I still struggle to understand like what lefty organization he was part of. Because there are trans people who are conservative, who do vote conservative often. And there's public figures who are also trans who vote conservative. So I don't understand how him having like a trans roommate or anything like that is any evidence of him being a left-leaning person. Just means they're trans. It's just some stupid fucking profiling. Mm-hmm. I listened to a lot of conservative pundits talk about it, yeah. That's why I'm trying to ask. I'm just like, hey, I don't understand why they're saying it's the left and that the left is attacking people all the time. When all of the people that they've been able to say are on the left or whatever aren't part of organized organizations that are actively planning on trying to take people out. So what did Kirk say that that's this guy fired up to do this? Well, for starters, he couldn't hear what was happening when he was shooting him. And we don't know what Kirk said that got him fired up. Nobody knows. Literally, all of this is just fucking speculation. Like, literally all of it is. He hasn't had, like, a manifesto where he's like, I'm going to do XYZ because I feel XYZ about it. Even the text messages or, like, whatever stuff, communications they've relayed to the public haven't been super concrete about why he'd want to hurt Kirk. It's all been like, well, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. We can speculate that it's this. But it hasn't been super ironed out, like, this is why he did it. Which hopefully we'll be able to learn about it during his trial. But people just kind of assuming this early seems really fucking stupid to me. Like, Luigi had a manifesto. People read the manifesto. It was pretty cut and dry why he did what he did. When people have a manifesto, then people can be like, oh, that's why they did what they did. There is no manifesto with this dude. Let's see. The right-wing pundits are accusing leftists spreading hateful rhetoric that mentally ill people are reacting to. That's how they're bringing in politics. Literally, but who have they been able to say exactly is doing that? That's also my question. Like, this is part of the question. Like, what evidence do they have of the left trying to promote violence in that way? Because I watch a lot of stuff and they haven't been able to clip farm like basically anyone about it. We talked about this a bit yesterday, like with Hassan shit or whatever. How even his like, oh, not violence, hatred. Literally, Trump was on stage last night saying that he doesn't have sympathy for his opponents and that he hates them and he wants the worst for them. What do you mean promoting like hateful rhetoric? That doesn't make sense. I haven't seen like any left-leaning politician or public figure, for that matter, that's super popular do anything like that. Both sides do it; they just pretend like it's the other side, which is why I'm wondering why it's relevant. Like I'm asking, like, what actually do they have to blame this on the left? Like that's what I've been asking this entire time. Like, do they actually have anything to back up what they're saying besides speculation or their feelings? Because I don't know. I started feeling this way about shootings a while ago when the left would be like, "Oh, this person is like super conservative or whatever. That's why they are the way they are." When there wasn't a ton of evidence at the time to say that. And there's just sometimes people who are super mentally ill. Like, there are people who were on the left and the right, conservative and left leaning, like lefties, who were both, you know, the girl who got stabbed on the bus? They were trying to say, oh no, this person's conservative, or no, oh no, this person's left leaning. Like, it's just, it's ridiculous. I'm not sure what you mean by evidence, just listen to the rhetoric yourself. No, I understand the rhetoric. But I don't trust people who don't give sources for the things that they're saying. Otherwise, it's just speculation. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like, how is this a point to you if you have nothing to back it up? Like, why would I listen to you? I don't know. They're just people. It's not like they know a ton of information that you don't have the ability to learn yourself. If you put in the effort, you can get there too. Well, I mean, nepotism and stuff. Knowledge-wise. George says, I knew about Kirk, but probably only seen maybe 15 minutes of his talks at the colleges. I figured he was just talking to the younger folks, so I never really watched his stuff, so I'm not sure what his talks were about. Okay. That's actually pretty valid. I respect that. I highly recommend looking a bit deeper into it if you want to, but Kirk literally did say a lot of super fucking hateful things. And I'm not saying that, like, he deserved to go out the way he did, but I've said it, like, multiple times before online, that there is a certain irony to the fact that he said public execution should be back, and that they should be live streamed, and that they should force children to watch it. This is, like, a quote that he actually fucking said. And the fact that he went out the way he did, the left is talking about that quite a bit. They're just like, yeah, he said this shit, and he was a horrible, like, he wanted horrific things. He wanted, like, you know how in late 2000s, like, early 2010s, even to mid 2010s, people would talk about, like, the Taliban having, like, public executions and stuff like that, and how horrible it was. And then basically Kirk was saying the same fucking rhetoric and saying that stuff should happen here in the States too. I'm not even joking. It's like copy paste. So I don't. And the point I'm making with that, because I bet you guys are kind of like, what the fuck do you mean by that? It's he would criticize people for, or communities or countries and that sort of thing for a lot of shit, and then he would go ahead and, like, kind of assimilate that same concept into what he thinks should happen, which is crazy. I don't know. Like, you literally, bruh, I'm just venting at this point, but I'm gonna say, like, a couple more things. You never heard of him before, Mr. Meows? Oh my god, I did. My old roommate, her and her fucking boyfriend were very into Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk. And they would just play it all the time. And I would be like, do you understand how fucked up this is? And they'd be like, no, it's not bad at all. And then they just kind of went along with all the rhetoric. And I was like, oh my god, that is not good. Because they didn't really care to, like, dive deeper into it or pay, like, attention to it or whatever. They were like, oh, well, he's a Christian, though. And that was what they said. Which rhetoric? There wasn't a single time that we, like, watched, because I asked her, I was like, oh, what are you so into? Because the minute her boyfriend got into Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk and, like, a lot of conservative commentators, he started getting her more into it. And then when that started happening, she started getting, like, really distant. And I was like, hey, like, what's up? And she was like, I just think that we're really different people and we don't get along. And I feel like you're not open-minded to a lot of these ideas. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just watch it with you and we'll listen together. And then I'll try to understand, you know? So I watched hours and hours of Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk shit. And she was not willing to, like, budge with any of it. She was like, well, you know, he's a Christian and he's really good at arguing. And I'd be like, these are, like, all, like, straw man's comments. Like, he's not really giving a lot of direct evidence for things. he's just trying to sound correct and he's taking advantage of the youth. And then Black Lives Matter happened and he was very outspoken about that. And because I was part of community organization, or at least some community organization, to help provide aid to people in those rallies, especially when the police started getting like aggressive with people. She was very against that. She was like, you should just be like pro BLM for the idea of it, but you shouldn't like go out there and do that. And I was like, okay. Anyways, George says, well, he sure did have a lot of friends for somebody who talked nasty stuff. Did not know that he had so many friends in high places. If you were listening to I talked about this yesterday with the Turning Point event. Or, point, pardon me. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. And I only have a couple more minutes before I have to go, okay? But at the event, a lot of the people who were speaking had no personal story or personal memory that they could mention about Charlie Kirk. Like Trump, when he was talking about Kirk, he didn't talk about like any positive thing that they did together, anything that he thought fondly of Kirk about. He only talked about his political influence and how he helped him get elected into office. And that was the only thing he could really mention about Kirk. They had no close personal relationship. And same with a lot of people who spoke there. He wasn't really close to them. And obviously, if you have someone who's making waves in whatever like movement that you have, you're going to want to befriend them and get them to help promote what you're doing. You see this with all politicians, even on the left. Like, I've literally mentioned this a couple of times, but like Hassan Piker, he literally does a lot of things with AOC and Bernie Sanders and shit. He literally like interviews them, has them speak, helped like promote them and shit like that online. I don't know all the details. It's probably even more in depth than that. But having someone who is a commentator or political commentator be closely affiliated with people who share a similar message is not uncommon. It's very common, especially in like what they're doing. It doesn't mean that they're friends per se. It means that they have like a working relationship and they're closer in that way. And I'm not going to speak for anyone, but that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't mean that Charlie Kirk is in any way special, though. That's just how the business works. Let's see. Mr. Meow says the powerful people who he knew in person seems to be after he already started being successful. I guess so. But yeah, that's kind of how it is, though. Very rarely do people get the opportunity to have like a mentorship position with someone in power that like leads them into success or grow into success with another person and have that last super long and be very well executed, you know? That's like probably not the best terminology, but you know what I mean. At least I hope you do. But yeah, I don't know. The whole Charlie Kirk thing, I'm just like, he's not that special. Ayn Rand is an extreme example. I feel like I recognize that name. I'm gonna look it up just to be sure that I'm thinking of the correct person. The Russian-born American writer and philosopher who developed a philosophical system of objectivism. I don't know that much about her. Yeah, sorry. So I wouldn't be able to comment on whether it's like super extreme or not, but yeah. Yes, you do. What do you mean, yes, I do? Give me examples then. I also can only be here for like 2 more minutes and then I gotta go. And then I got to go. Okay. Basically, long story short, I'm gonna give my closing thoughts real quick. I view a lot of the things that, oh, she's only second to Reagan in popularity among conservatives. Oh, huh. Yeah, no, that's probably why I don't remember her name. If I don't respect you, I'm not going to remember your name easily. Or at least if I don't have to deal with you a lot, I'm also not going to remember your name super well. I'm kind of really like that, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. I personally, from my perspective, there's a lot of things that have been going down with the Conservative Party and how they're trying to frame things. And I think they're trying to use this as momentum to try to frame the left into a very dangerous light. And I think that on both sides, sowing seeds of division in that manner is very not great, because history will look back on it and be like, ooh, that's not like, ooh, that doesn't look super great. Because the reality of any situation is that when people do fucked up stuff like that, unless they're being, oh, she wrote Atlas Shrugged. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that makes sense. But, hi, Bixby. If people are not willing to accept and understand that it's both parties doing it, and they think that their party is the one that, if they think their party is the one that's like correct, then that's really not that healthy. It really isn't. People assume that because I'm left leaning that I approve of the Democratic establishment. I don't. I think both of them are very corrupt, both Democrats and Republicans. And I think that if you want to view things from an accurate lens, you can't just be like, oh, well, my side versus their side. You have to set yourself apart, and each election, each time there's anything that is happening, you, like, politically speaking, you need to take yourself apart from, like, the community aspect of it and look at it objectively. Otherwise, you're going to be, yeah, but otherwise, you're just going to be adding fuel to the fire, and you may become a part of something that you're not even aware of. It's like the same with gossip. Like, if someone's gossiping to you about someone and, you've never been able to interact with that person, even if it's someone that you trust or supposedly are close to that's gossiping, you should always take it with a grain of salt. Like, trust that they have their relationship with them and that there's something going on, but, it's all about you. Mr. Meow says that's how most people feel now. The mainstream Dems went off cliff willingly. And so did the Republicans. The mainstream Republicans all bowed down to MAGA. And the ones who aren't are being, like, fucking ostracized constantly. Even Piker talks about it all the time. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of his content. But I just watch what people send me at this point. But yeah. Sometimes it pulls up in my feed too. Yeah, but so did mainstream Republicans. Like, centrist Republicans have pretty much died out, because if they don't get Trump to back them up, they lose a lot of funding. Because a lot of organizations or at least like My Pillow or different people. I don't know. I do have to get going. I am technically gonna be late if I don't leave now. I'm just gonna keep talking forever if I stay here. But I think you guys know what I mean. You guys should hopefully understand. Bye, Josie, Mr. Meows. Yeah, I had a really interesting conversation. I really enjoy talking about this stuff whenever we can. But I guess it's time for me to go. Now. I guess tomorrow we're probably going to be talking a little bit more about the whole autism debacle, which is interesting. Oh, Snoop, you just shut up and I have to go. Snap. Sorry, bro. But yeah, I guess I gotta go. So I'll be back here tomorrow, probably more like normal times later in the evening. So sleep well, stay safe, stay alive, and I will see you tomorrow. So, tschüss.